Well, it's definitely cylinder number 2 that's not firing at all. Number 1 seems a bit weak. But let's test the spark. Yeah, it's got a good spark there. Runs the same with that lead on or off. Well, I did a compression test on this and cylinder 2 is blowing 180 psi, so that's not the problem. So the head's fine, the valves are fine. Had a look at the distributor cap, fine. So did a little bit of asking around, and supposedly these carbies have a bit of a problem where they tear a diaphragm and dump a lot of fuel into one of the vacuum lines. So let's just have a look around and see if that fixes it by disconnecting vacuum lines as I go. It's running like crap. And disconnect these vacuum lines here one at a time. Yeah, still got a bad misfire. We're trying to get in here. Bathroom, I think. Misfire just went away. You see a bit of fuel dripping out. That must be the problem. Yeah, it's wet. It's sucking petrol through this vacuum line directly into number 2. So there's a split diaphragm in the carby somewhere. So connect that again. This fire comes back. Alright. It was as simple as that. Just thought I'd show what little diaphragm failed. It's the one just in here. It connects to that vacuum line, which goes to there, which runs through this mess of vacuum pipes and goes to this temperature switch. So what I've done, I've blanked it off up here where it goes into the engine and left it disconnected, and I've looped it around here so it can't, no fuel can come out. No fuel will come out because there's no vacuum there anymore, but now it's just sealed. So yeah, if you can get a carby kit and replace that, I'll leave it as it is because it won't affect the way it runs. So we'll see what happens. Oh, it's starting to smoke a bit now. It's clearing out number 2. That's just burning oil. Ooh, it stinks. That's just terrible. I just smoked out the whole carport and backyard. All that petrol could have fucked the rings in number 2. That's bad. Well, I let it run for a bit and the smoke seemed to clear up, sort of. I know the oil's a bit thin and fuely, so the only other thing I can do is give it an oil change and see if it gets any better. But all that petrol going into cylinder number 2 could have washed the bores and destroyed the rings. But, let's see how it is now. Good thing it's a windy day, that's all I have to say. That was a stupid amount of smoke before. Still a little haze. The wind's blowing most of it away, so you can't really see it all. I have to see what it's like cold, but definitely needs an oil change before we really know. Now, well, the oil that came out of that was just horrid. It's very thin, very thin. It's black like diesel oil. So, that wouldn't have been helping anything. Put some nice fresh oil in it. And new filter, of course. I've already flushed it out, so we'll see what happens next. Well, let's see how this poor old tortured engine sounds now that I've done all this work to it. The fresh oil should help. Still sounds a bit tortured, but it'll be better. Still a little knocky, but what would you expect? It's actually running quite nicely. That's stone cold.